What's up, everybody? Brian Elwood. Welcome back to the Virtual Real Estate Investing Podcast, episode number 45. So in today's episode, I'm going to get straight into it. I want to talk about the real difference between virtual real estate investing and local real estate investing. So a lot of people think that I have a bunch of crazy secrets about how to be a virtual real estate investor. And the truth is, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't. And I want to talk about that today. I want to tell you what it really takes to be a virtual real estate investor, and you might be pleasantly surprised to learn that it's not as much as you think. So, the difference between virtual investing and local investing, in my mind, all boils down to a difference in mindset at the end of the day. You have to be willing to let go in order to be a virtual real estate investor. One of the biggest barriers that my students and things run into is actually a lack of being willing to trust other people to do a job as good as you could do it. That's a big thing that gets in their way. They think they need to understand the tactical stuff behind how do you hire this person and that person and all that. But really, when it's time to pull the trigger, they run the job ad and then they won't do interviews or hire anyone. And when I really dig in, I find out that they're actually not willing to let go. And that's the funny part is that is a very common problem, whether your business is local or virtual. It doesn't matter. If you've read the E-Myth, you understand that kind of being a one-man show and clinging to every part of your business is one of the biggest killers of business, and it's one of the main reasons that people go out of business. You might be better than anyone else at doing most of the jobs in your company, okay? I'll give you that. If you're the entrepreneur, you're probably a really smart guy or girl, and you'd be great at just about anything. The problem is that you very quickly run out of time and energy when you try to do that much stuff. So if you learn to delegate other people, if you learn to trust other people and you learn how to properly manage other people, then you can grow and you can set your business up in unique ways, like you only being at the computer and it's still working and things like that. So I wanted to bring some attention to that because truthfully, that is one of the core issues that holds people back. And there's really no cure for it other than to just plow ahead and go into that scary zone that you're currently avoiding. Delegate some stuff, hire some people, let them make mistakes, let them lose you money if that's what it takes, so you can learn how to do it right. Your first, second, third hires might not even work out, but I always tell people that go ahead and hire someone now, even if you have to fire them, because it gives you practice hiring people, it gives you practice managing people, and it gives you practice firing people, which are all three, necessary parts of being a business owner. You have to hire people, manage people, and fire people. It's just part of the job. Nobody has a 100% retention rate. Nobody can scale a business being a one-man show, and nobody can get results out of employees without managing them at some level. I'm not saying micromanage them, but they have to have some regular accountability, some type of check-ins, clear communication from you if you're going to get everything you want to get out of them. Okay? So, if you're willing to do that, if you're saying, all right, Brian, I'm willing to trust and to take this leap of faith and hire some people, then the easier part is, okay, who should you hire to make your business virtual? Well, when we decided to really commit to this virtual thing, my former business partner and I said, you know what, let's make a rule where we are not allowed to leave the house anymore. So we still lived in Nashville, we were investing in Nashville, but we refused to leave our house. And if a lead came in that was 5 houses down the street, or we had to go to the title company that was 10 minutes away to sign something, we refused to do it. after doing it for years, we refused to do it any longer. And anytime, so we kind of sat down and we brainstormed and we said, well, what are all the activities that are causing us to go places? And really it only boiled down to 3 roles. One of them was the acquisition manager, going on appointments, doing repair estimates, making offers, all that stuff. One of them was the project manager, managing rehabs, just going over there a few times a week and, checking up on the contractors, taking pictures and videos of the work and all that. And one of them was an office manager type role, which was checking the P.O. boxes a couple times a week, doing errands like running keys from the title company to the property manager. And one of the biggest ones was just attending closings. Whether you are buying or selling a house, the office manager attends the closing and signs for you, because you create a resolution that gives them the authority to sign for your LLC, either one time or permanently. You can choose how you do that. So we set out to hire those 3 roles. And once we did, and we got the people trained up and they replaced us in those 3 roles, our business did become 100% virtual. So it was just as simple as asking ourselves, well, what's requiring our physical presence from this business, and how can we hire positions to replace ourselves in those areas? So at that time, we were still doing a lot of work. It's not like everything was delegated, but the type of work we were doing was all easily done from the computer and from a phone. And I started traveling all the time. I went on a 3-week road trip across the country. I went to 12 different cities on that trip because I was actually plotting a permanent move. I knew I wanted to move. I had a few different places in mind. So I went on this epic road trip, visited 12 different cities. I worked the whole time I was on the road trip, and the business did absolutely fine. It did better than ever because we had those boots on the ground positions being done by other people. And then I identified I wanted to move to Denver from that road trip, and 6 months, a year later, I moved to truly test this virtual theory. And it's been, 3 to 4 years, and the business is still running. It has changed in some ways because I did split up with my former business partner and started an education arm of the company. However, it's still running just fine with me being permanently virtual, basically. And so those are the high-level bullet points, guys. It's all about, first of all, having the mindset correct, or if you don't, just being willing to take a leap of faith and work through your issues and get better at the areas that you're weak in, like delegation and management and hiring and all that. And then the second part is just replacing yourself in the roles that require your physical presence. You don't necessarily need to hire an acquisition manager, a project manager, and an office manager like we did. Maybe you could just hire one person that could kind of do a hybrid role and fulfill everything that was needed to be done in person in your company. You can tweak this however you want. Don't make it too weird. We divided it into 3 roles because they're kind of dramatically different. You wouldn't have someone who's, your office manager paying your bills and stuff also being the one that you were meeting with your sellers. That's just too random, and they're on different ends of the spectrum, those types of duties. So it needs to be logical, but I think you guys get the point. So that's why I say that at the end of the day, the biggest difference between virtual investing and local investing is your mindset and your willingness to just do things a different way and to set things up a different way, and your refusal to do things in person any longer so that you're forced to find people to do those activities for you. If you set that up, you will be 100% virtual, and you can work from wherever. It's amazing. You can wake up and go on a coffee shop tour of your local city every single week if you feel like getting out of the house, but you don't have to go to any houses or manage any rehabs or talk to any sellers, go to any closings, any of that stuff. No, I'm not the only person doing this, guys. Tons of people have their businesses set up this way, and they're crushing it. So it's time to get on the bandwagon because it's 2018, and this stuff is honestly easy with the technology and things that we have today. All right, guys. So that's the episode for today. I did want to do a quick plug. I have developed an amazing product over the last 3-6 months that I want to quickly tell you guys about because I'm offering a crazy discount on it just for the listeners of this podcast. And this discount is going to end very soon. In fact, I think I'm only going to stretch it maybe, I'll say 7 days from the day that this podcast drops. So if you want in on this, you need to email me, brian@brianelwood.net. My last name is spelled E-L-L Wood, E-L-L-W-O-O-D. brian@brianelwood.net. What it is a 6-week virtual real estate investing masterclass. There's 6 weeks of modules in there, and I walk you through everything you need to know on a tactical level to set up your business like mine, to become a virtual real estate investor, to run your business from the computer, to focus on creating passive income that's going to cover your bills, how to hire each team member, how to craft a vision and do your perfect day. It's deep training. There's over 50 videos in there as of today. Lots of cool bonuses and stuff that I don't even have time to really cover on this episode. But that it's like a membership site that you log into and you have all the training you could ever ask for to make this happen. And on top of that, this offer also includes 6 months of group coaching in my program. So I'll jump on a call with you and the rest of the group once a month via webcam. Everyone can ask as many questions as they need to ask to me directly. I'll sit there and go back and forth with you guys for a couple hours once a month. You'll also be added to a closed Facebook group that I monitor very closely, and you can ask me questions as much as you want in there. I'll go in every couple of days and reply to you so that you have a way to ask questions to me as you go through the training and as you build your business. Since the calls are only once a month, you need another way to get your answers sooner. So those are the 2 core things that this product includes. We also ship you a really cool t-shirt that says Freedom Artist on it, ship you a copy of my book. And there's some other bonuses and stuff, like I said, that are inside the membership site. But the price that I'm offering this at to the podcast listeners is so low and so cheap that I'm too embarrassed to say it live on this podcast. And I'm going to make you guys email me if you want to know the details and if you want in. So shoot me an email if you're interested. Again, it's brian@brianelwood.net. Elwood has 2 L's in it. And this is only going to be good for the next 7 days. I believe this episode is set to drop February the 8th. So this offer is only going to be good through February the 15th. So jump on this, guys. This is definitely the cheapest I'm ever offering this at. It's going to cost about 4 times as much very soon. But I kind of want to say thank you to all the people who have been listening to this podcast and supporting it, leaving me reviews, sending me emails, telling me that it's helped you. That means a lot to me. I want to get you inside of our program, and I think you'll be delighted at the price and the value that it brings. So shoot me an email if you're interested, and I can't wait to hear from you. See you on the next episode. Peace.